Dear students, Namaste and welcome you to the next class of Compulsory English Grade 10. How are you, dear students? I hope you all are doing well. Dear students, in this class today we are going to start a new lesson, that is Unit 17. Do you know the title of this unit? Yes, very good. It's Countries and Towns. So, the title itself says we are going to learn about countries and towns. Okay, are you ready to learn? Very good. Let's move ahead then. So let's begin the lesson with a question. Okay, so please look at the maps on the screen. You can see the maps of two different countries on the screen. So the first question for you is, do you know these countries? So look at the first map. Which country is it? And look at the second map. Which country is it? Can you say? Very good. The first one is the UK, the United Kingdom. That's good. And the second one? Okay, it's France. Very good. Now, you do have a second question. Which cities are their capitals? Do you know? So, can you say? Okay, the capital of the United Kingdom is? Okay, London. That's good. And the capital city of France is? Very good. It's Paris. And dear students, in our class today, we are going to learn about these two cities in detail. Okay? Before that, I do have some pictures here. You need to make the comparison before we compare London and Paris. Okay? Let's look at these pictures. So you do have 4 pictures here. Okay, do you see? Okay, now you have to make the comparison between among these pictures. And look at there. You have to mainly compare the first set of pictures with the second set of pictures. Or you can also make the comparison between these two villages also. So mainly here we are going to compare these two villages with the town shown in the picture. So first, look at the first 2 pictures. They resemble the villages in Nepal. And look at these 2 pictures. Can you guess? What city do you see in these pictures? Okay, so you can clearly see Kathmandu. Okay, that's good. So can you make a comparison between these places then? All right. So let's make the comparison, okay? All right, you will share the ideas. I'll write them on the board. Okay, what did you say? Okay, the villages are less crowded. Okay, the villages are less crowded. That's good. And what is the next thing you said? Okay, the towns are, or the town in the picture, the town is more crowded. Okay, that's good. Anything more? Okay, the villages are cleaner. Okay, so next. All right, the town is more polluted. Okay, very good ideas, dear students. So simply we can say, so the villages are less crowded. So we can see very few houses here. You see many houses there. Similarly, you can also make other comparisons. For example, look at the development. So see, the town is more developed than the villages. Okay, so you can make such comparisons. Now we are going to make the comparison between London and Paris, as I said before. So before that, let's look at the pictures here. Okay, look at the first picture, look at the second picture. Now you have to guess the names of the towns. Okay, so mainly you have to guess which cities are shown in the pictures. Can you say which cities are shown? Okay, the first one is, very good, it's Paris, and second one is London. That's good. Okay, Paris and London. Very good. Now the next question for you. Do you know what these cities are famous for? So for example, this one Paris, this one London, what are they famous for? Can you say? Okay, very good, dear students. You said they are popular touristic sites, they are famous for cuisine, art, culture, fashion. That's good. Okay, that's wonderful, dear students. Now, before we make the comparison one by one, let's have a short tour virtually. Let's see how London looks first, then we'll see how Paris looks. Okay, are you ready to see the videos? Okay, let's see. Okay, dear students, so we looked at different places of London in short. Now let's look at Paris. Okay, dear students, you watched the videos of both the cities. Now, if you get an opportunity to visit one of these cities, which one will be your favorite destination? Can you say? Which one would you like to visit? Okay, certainly you might have been in a confusion. Which one to be chosen? So, we are going to study a text that mainly describes how London is and how Paris is. What are their strengths? What things are better in London and what in Paris? We are going to study that. So let's see. So London versus Paris. Let's see. London versus Paris. Which is your favorite destination? So destination means, do you know? Okay, the place to which someone or something is going. Means here, the place where you want to visit, you want to go. That's destination. If you still cannot draw a line, here are the facts and differences between the two cities to help you make a choice. So to decide which one to be visited, there are some differences given here. We will look at them and we can decide. Let's look at. While London is the capital of the United Kingdom, it is also the largest city in the country. So London is the capital of the United Kingdom. We already discussed. London City, the city means here London City, stands on the River Thames in southeast England. Okay, southeast England, with its history stretching back to Roman times. So see, London is situated on the River Thames in the southeast England. So see there, this is the part where London lies. Okay. So it has the history stretching back to Roman times. Certainly, you may have no idea about Roman times. So let's see. Roman times means it's a period during which Rome, you might have heard about the city Rome, it's in Italy. In the past, it was one kingdom and it dominated whole Europe. That time is known as Roman times. Okay. Similarly, let's look at Paris. Paris, on the other hand, is the capital city of France. We already discussed this one, and it is located in the north central part of the nation. So Paris is located in the north central part of the country. See this part. This is where Paris is located in France. So it stands along the Seine River. In the video, you saw a river. So that's the Seine River. Okay. Paris has a rich European history and is regarded to be the global center, means center of the world, for culture, fashion, art, and gastronomy. Gastronomy means it's the art and practice of cooking and eating good food. So in this way, dear students, so both the cities are capital cities, and you see there, we also learned their location, and we also learned what Paris is famous for, what's the history of London we discussed. Now, after this, I have a question for you. So which of the cities has the history from Roman times? Can you say? Okay, certainly it's London, because it says London has the history stretching back to Roman times. Okay, so London is the right answer. That's good. Now, second question. Which of the cities is richer in fashion? Can you say? Okay, so if you look at the last line of the text, it says Paris is regarded as the global center for culture, fashion, art, and gastronomy. So fashion is Paris. That's good. Now let's move on to the next. So before starting the next paragraph, I have a question for you. What is true about London and Paris in terms of their area? So Paris is as big as London. The area of London is almost double the area of Paris. Paris and London cover almost equal area. London is about 15 times bigger than Paris. Now we'll study and you will find the answer to this question. Next question. How many people live in 1 square kilometer area of Paris? You'll also find out the answers to these questions after reading this text. Okay, let's see. London is among the largest metropolitan areas in Europe. Okay, it's a metropolitan area. Metropolitan means an area that is connected to a larger city. Connected with a larger city means it's a larger city in London. It covers an estimated area of 1,572 square kilometers. So this is the area of London, 1,572 square kilometers. Paris covers an estimated 105 square kilometers. Although Paris is smaller in terms of area coverage, the city happens to be one of the most densely populated cities in Europe. So Paris though it has a smaller area in comparison to London, it is a densely populated area. So densely means in a way that contains a lot of people, okay, within such an area, okay. So because you see there, Paris has a population density of 20,700 people per square kilometer. So see, its density. Density means the quality of containing a lot of people. So it has 20,700 people per square kilometer. This means in 1 square kilometer, 20,700 people live in Paris. Let's see the answer to those questions now. What is true about London and Paris in terms of their area? Did you find out? Okay, exactly. London is about 15 times bigger than Paris. That's good. Okay, that's the right answer. Now, the next question was, how many people live in 1 square kilometer area of Paris? Then, can you say the number? Okay, it's 20,700. That's good. Let's move ahead. Most people fail to acknowledge the cultural gap, and it can be quite a shock for them when they visit the two cities. See there? They fail to acknowledge. What does acknowledge mean? Acknowledge means to accept that something is true. Means most people fail to accept that there is cultural gap between these two cities. Okay, shocking cultural gap. These cultural differences mainly stem from the cultural differences between England and France. So from their countries, okay, the country England and the country France, they do have cultural differences. So the cities also do have cultural differences. For example, or for instance means for example, in England a handshake is the standard way to greet a person. So when they meet a person, they shake their hands. Language is not a significant factor as the British assume everyone speaks English. So see there, language. Do you know what language British people speak? Yes, they speak English language, and for them, it's not a significant factor. Significant means important. It's not an important factor for British because British people think that everyone speaks English. So, if we look at the French side, the French accept handshake. They also accept handshake when they greet. Although a kiss is a conventional way of saying hello. So, kiss is the conventional way in Paris. Conventional means following what is done for a long time. Okay, so it's a traditional way. It has been doing for a long time. They have been kissing for a long time to say hello. Okay, if the whole kissing thing is not okay with you, so some people may not like it, then you can brush your cheeks and kiss in the ear. So it's not necessary to kiss on the cheeks. You can just brush, means rub, and you can kiss in the ear. In terms of language, the French are quite protective of their language. See there. For British, language was not a significant factor, but for French, they are protective about their language. Therefore, while in Paris, try to speak some French. So if somebody visits France or Paris, it's a good idea to speak some French. The Parisians, people in Paris, appreciate it when foreigners work to speak their language. So if foreigners speak their language, they appreciate it, they praise it, no matter how rusty it might be. Maybe their French may not be good. Okay, it can be rusty, not good, but they accept it, they like it. When meeting up with someone for a drink, the French urbanites means people living in urban area, town or city. Okay, so they plan to meet and head to a cafe where they will drink their espresso as they enjoy their time. So when they are meeting a new person, they prefer to go to the cafes and there they drink espressos. Espressos means strong black coffee. They prefer to drink it. Okay. Now, after studying this information, I do have a question for you. Why is it a good idea to speak French when one visits Paris? Can you say? There are alternatives. A. French people do not understand English. Is it so? Language is not an important thing for Parisians. Is it so? French are protective of their language and everyone speaks French there. Which one is the right answer here? Okay, very good. Certainly it's C. French are protective of their language. That's good. Let's move ahead. So before studying next information, I have a question for you. Which of the two cities is more popular for its cuisine? Okay. And there is next question also. If you want to enjoy a variety of bakery items, which of the two cities is suitable to visit? Okay. So keep these two questions in your mind. We are going to study the information about these things. France has always earned a global recognition for the quality of its cuisine. Cuisine means, we have already discussed, it's a style of cooking. And Paris gives you the chance to confirm this taste of greatness. So you get a great taste of food in Paris. Over the years, the restaurants in Paris have earned higher Michelin stars than London's. See there, they have got honors for their qualities. You can see Michelin star means the most prestigious honors a restaurant can receive. Okay, so honors given to the restaurants for their quality. So many restaurants in Paris have got this honor than the restaurants in London. Nonetheless, London's food should not be written up. Means we should not neglect, we should not deny the food in London too. With an increased diversity among the people flocking to London, see, many people flock to live in London, means to settle in London from different parts of the world. As a result, there is diversity, and restaurants have been embracing food from various parts of the world. So the restaurants there have been embracing means including the foods from different parts of the world. The vibrant cultural mix in London has led to delicious and innovative food scenes. So see there, the cultural mix there, because people from different parts of the world are living there. So there is a cultural mix, and this cultural mix is vibrant. Vibrant means full of life and energy, exciting cultural mix is there, and this has led to delicious and innovative food scenes. Innovative means using new ideas, ways of using new ideas to do something. Okay, so innovative food scenes we can see there. London offers a wide array of food, means we can see a lot of range of food items there, such as cheap curries to fish and chips. Okay, Paris, on the other hand, brings quite a variety of bread. So if you want to enjoy the variety of bread, you have to visit Paris, because you can find variety of bread, pastries. You see, pastries. This type of food item is known as pastries, and as well as we can enjoy baguettes there. Okay, baguettes, this kind of loaf. Okay, French loaf is called baguettes. Okay, so we can enjoy these things in London and Paris. Now I hope you got the answers to those questions. The first question was, which of the two cities is more popular for its cuisine? And the answer is Paris, because it says Paris has earned global recognition for its cuisine. Second question was, if you want to enjoy a variety of bakery items, which of the two cities is suitable to visit? And certainly it is. Okay, very good. It's Paris again. Okay, because the last line says so. Let's move ahead again. Both London and Paris are known for their high cost of living, so they are expensive. But London is quite more expensive than Paris. See there? If we compare, London is more expensive. But note that groceries and other consumer prices are lower in London than in Paris. But grocery items, okay, they are cheaper. Okay, consumer means a person who buys goods or uses services, the things that people consume. Okay, so the prices are lower. You see, groceries especially. So in other aspects, such as local transportation costs and utility bills, Paris appears to be quite cheaper. So local transportation, similarly utility means services given to public like electricity, water. For these things, Paris is cheaper. London seems to have an advantage in terms of leisure and entertainment sports. But for leisure, for entertainment, London seems to be better because it has more spots. There are numerous means good, many fun things to do in London. For starters, London has 380 public libraries, while Paris has just 69 of them, means 69 public libraries. Concerning museums means I hope you know where the ancient things are preserved. London has 240 museums, while Paris has just 153 museums. Similarly, sports. Most football fans will find themselves attracted to London rather than Paris. Okay? For football lovers, London is a better place because London hosts 6 major football clubs that play in the top league. League means a group of sports teams who all play each other to earn points and find which team is the best. Okay, so league matches. So London has 6 major clubs which play in the top leagues, while Paris has only one major club, that is Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, popularly known as PSG. Okay, so for football lovers also, London is a better place. Now I have a question for you. Which is cheaper for living, London or Paris? We already discussed about the cost of living. Can you say now? Okay, very good. It's Paris. That's good. Now, second question. Which of the 2 cities do football lovers prefer to visit? We already discussed. It's London because it has 6 major football clubs while Paris has only 1. Okay, let's move ahead. So before starting next information, I do have a question for you. Where do you think is easy to get the access of vehicles to travel, London or Paris? You have to find out this information when we read the next text. But in London and Paris, which one do you think is more popular among tourists? This is the next thing we need to know. Let's see. London's transport network is quite extensive. You see, extensive means covering a large area, great in amount. Okay, large area, widespread it means. Okay, the British city means here London has 6 international airports, namely London City, Gatwick, Heathrow, Luton, Stansted, and Southend. So these are the names of the international airports, like our Tribhuvan international airports. Okay. On the other hand, French capital has 3 international airports, which are Beauvais, Orly, and Charles de Gaulle. Paris has more subway stations that are evenly spread compared to London's, which are less spread out. So subway stations means underground stations. So you see, in Paris you can enjoy underground railway transportation. So underground stations are there, and there are more subway stations in Paris compared to London's, which are less spread out in London. London has an estimate of 22,500 registered taxis, while Paris has 17,000. In terms of bus and train lines, London has twice as many as Paris, means London has more bus and train lines. Nonetheless, Paris has been actively expanding its tramway network. So tramway network, tramway means a route for a tram, and tram, you may know, this kind of vehicle is a tram. You can see it runs with the help of electricity. So this kind of vehicle is a tram. Okay, so tramway network is being expanded in Paris. The writer says, trust me, it is quite hard to decide on a London versus Paris vacation, means where to go. In a 2018 report by MasterCard, London was the second city globally that recorded the highest number of tourists after Bangkok. See there. So among tourists, the largest number visited Bangkok in 2018 and second largest number of tourists visited London. So this shows that London is more popular than Paris. Paris comes in the third. Paris came in the third. Regarding tourism revenue, revenue means, you see, money that a government gets from tourism here. Tourists tend to spend more in the English capital than in Paris, means more money is spent in London than in Paris. Okay, now I have a question for you. Where do you think is easy to get access of vehicles to travel, London or Paris? It was a question. So what did you find out? Certainly it's London because it has more bus lines, more train lines, more airports. Okay. So similarly, next question was, between London and Paris, which one do you think is more popular among tourists? Again, we already discussed it's London because a report showed that second highest number of tourists visited London. Now let's move ahead. When planning for a trip, one of the main concerns is whether the trip duration will be ideal and worthwhile. So while planning a trip, we look at whether our trip to that place or the time we spend that place is worthwhile or not. Worthwhile means, you see, worth spending time and money. Okay, we look at that. So if we look at this aspect, both London and Paris have several attractions that would render means make any time short. Okay, so how much time you spend there, you feel it's short. Okay, for an impeccable experience. Impeccable here means perfect experience. That's good. If you are on a budget, as discussed earlier, Paris is less expensive than London. Based on your budget, this will therefore give you an extended period to explore the French city. So, if you look at your budget, budget means the money that is available for a person, means the money you have. If you look at that, you can spend extended time, you can lengthen the period of time there to explore the French city, means to roam around, to discover, to find out the things in French city, because it's cheaper. In most cases, 3 to 4 days in Paris would be enough to skim through the city. So if you spend 3 to 4 days in Paris, it would be enough to skim. Skim means to move quickly. Okay, while 4 to 5 days in London would be suitable to swindle across the streets. So if you want to visit London, you need to spend 4 to 5 days so that you can swindle. Swindle means you roam around or roam across the streets in London. Okay, I have a question for you. What do the tourists think about while planning the trip? What do they think about first? Whether they have friends or not, whether the trip is worthwhile or not, whether you can travel alone or not, whether it is cheaper or not. What do they think about? And certainly we already discussed whether the trip is worthwhile or not. That's the answer. Okay, now let's see next. Sites worth paying a visit in Paris include the Eiffel Tower, see, the Louvre, the Palace of Versailles, and the Disneyland. So these are the places to visit in Paris, though there are others also. Similarly, when we visit London, some of the top places to visit include London Eye, Warner Bros. Studios, and Big Ben. So this one is, this tower you can see, this is Big Ben. Okay, so we can see there. Local, if you look at people, local from both cities are generally warm and welcoming. Okay, but it is easier to get acquainted with a local in Paris than in London. So you can easily get acquainted with the people in Paris. Acquainted means be familiar with. Okay, you can be easily familiar with those people. People in London tend to hang around in impenetrable cliques. Okay, the people in London, they hang in impenetrable, means that cannot be entered, you cannot get in. Okay, and in cliques, they hang in the cliques. That means small groups of people who spend their time together and do not allow others to join them. So in such groups, the people of London stay. That's why it's difficult to be familiar with them. So making it difficult to interact as strangers. Strangers cannot easily interact there. People in Paris are a little bit culture sensitive, but are also fun to get along with once you get acquainted. So once you become familiar, it's easy to be with the people in Paris. Despite the calmness in both cities, it is crucial, means important, to be careful of pickpockets and chuggers along the streets. So we need to be careful of pickpockets. Pickpockets means a person who steals money, etc. from other people's pockets, especially in the crowded areas, crowded places. They are called pickpockets. And chuggers means people who stay in the streets and ask for money for the charity. They are chuggers. Okay, so we need to be careful of these people there. Now I have a question. Why is it difficult to be familiar with the people in London? You already went through it. Can you say? Okay, that's good, because people in England hang in groups which strangers cannot enter in. Okay, that's the reason. Next question. Who should you be aware of when you visit London or Paris? Okay, and the answer is yes, we should be aware of pickpockets and chuggers when we visit London or Paris. So now, as for London, the weather usually is mild, hence one can visit at any time of the year. However, autumn is the most appropriate period to jet in. So see there, in any season, in any weather, we can visit London throughout the year, but autumn is the most appropriate time to get in. During this period, temperatures are warm and lovely. Additionally, that is when the city blooms with various events and festivals. So this is the most suitable time to visit London. Autumn is. Now, most appropriate time to fly Paris is between June and August. See, suitable time. Within these months, the weather is perfect. That's why it's suitable time. And the days have extended hours of sunshine. So this is also the reason why it's a good place, good time to visit. Which is better after studying this, London or Paris? Both cities have their unique aspects. Therefore, it solely depends. Solely means only depends on what you are looking for as well as your values. That decides which place is better. Okay. So in this way, we got a lot of information about Paris and London. Now, I have a last question for you. So the question is, what is the most appropriate time to visit London? And we have already discussed. What's the answer? Okay, very good. It's autumn season. Now the next question. Why is it a good idea to visit Paris between June to August? Why? We have already discussed. Okay, because the weather is perfect and the days have extended hours of sunshine. So, in this way, dear students, we have come to the end of the lesson. Before that, I am assigning you an assignment. Here is a list of words. Now, you are going to use these words in your own sentences. The first one is destination, second one is cuisine, third one is culture, fourth one pocket friendly, and last one is scheme. So get these words and use them in your own sentences. Dear students, I hope you got a lot of information about Paris and London from this lesson today. So thank you for your active participation. Have a wonderful time. Namaste and goodbye.